Hello viewers, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, which is muted for some reason. Okay. Alright, video games, yeah. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. I started prepping up and then realized I wasn't recording. I've done that a couple of times now. It always seems to happen at the end of a couple of unrecorded, early low-level runs. So we're doing a medium champion run in the Cove, getting some XP for some people. You can see I've spent quite a bit of gold upgrading gear and whatnot. We're getting our team ready. We're gonna go back into the Darkest Dungeon at some point here, but I just want to be prepared. So I think this stuff ought to be good enough. We're clearing 90% of rooms, entering 90% of rooms, I believe. There were no good rewards available, so we're playing for one of those shields that buffs a man-at-arms if he's in rank 4. It's kind of an unimpressive trinket, really.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
Almost unbearable. You know, you smell it at first and you're like, oh, that's unbearable, and then, and then you bear it. And then after a little while you're like, okay, I'm coming around on this. And, a couple days in, you'll never be able to remember how you ever lived without it. Hey, look, it's one of those rotting fish. Check this out. See, these things rule. Who doesn't love rotting fish? Alright, as for trinkets, we've gone with a sun ring heavy set. We got our ancestors map, try to find a secret room. Honestly, the red missions are also becoming a little bit of a settled exercise. I hope that somehow this stuff is all still useful to somebody, or at the very least entertaining. Secret room? Secret room? No? Okay. Well. So what are we allowed to skip here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can skip 2 rooms. I could just not do these 2 fights. I'm hoping that when we enter that room, we'll get a scout that shows us the end of the hall. It'll give us a little bit of information on what we should do. Well, we've seen this exact battle before, right? It's tough to know what's best. At lower levels, where your frontliners can very frequently get a one-shot, it's a lot easier to make these decisions. Up at these levels, you really have to think about whether it's worth going for the crit, just enduring an attack, or popping the stun off. Unfortunately, that heal of theirs was pretty live, and we're in a non-optimal position now. Okay, well, at least it wasn't a crit. That hurts, though. 19. No lucky crits for us. No crits of any kind for us. See, now we're getting to the point where we're actually in the damage range. Well, okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they dodge. I wish there was a version of Bola that hit the back too. It's got to be that guy, right?
Is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And unfortunately, I think this has to be a heal. He could totally get one shot still. Maybe the heal wasn't the best thing to do, because I didn't move him out of one shot range. He has Holy Lance, and I just unequipped it before the dungeon because I wanted him to have access to his stress heal. It's possible that was the wrong call. Okay, so the heal made it so he couldn't die at the beginning of his turn. I guess that's worthwhile.
Destroy them all.
You know, a nice big crit would be okay. So I don't think that there's much value in blind firing here. It's too likely to miss. So we'll just throw out a little heal. Okay, it's dead. It's a shame pistol shot can't hit the front row, but you know, balance. Alright, there we go. 11. That feels a little better.
Slowly. Gently. This is how a life is taken.
We have a lot of extra food that we can jam into somebody's face. I really wish I'd gotten a scout here. I don't want to do this room if there's a fight here and another battle here. If I could just skip 4 battles, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately... well... I'm just going to turn around. We're going to go back the other way. These will be our 2 rooms, and we'll just have to deal with whatever's in this direction. So my plan is to get a broad assortment of characters at level 6, and then head back into the Darkest Dungeon, and just give it a couple of tries rapid fire, basically. If we get wiped out. I guess I'm just sort of assuming that we're going to get wiped out. But, you know, based on what's happened previously, it's not a totally unfair assumption.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Alright, we are going to eat some food here. It's really important to keep your health level up. I should probably also get him back in front for the thing. Okay, this battle's not quite so bad.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Resist. Ouch. It was like a... yeah, that was a 69% chance. I feel like that was pretty reasonable to go for. How about now? Okay. Bottom of the damage range. They are really working on him. 26. I do feel like maybe that ramps up a little too much. So that's totally worth bandaging, I think. Terrible. I think I want to heal more than I want to blow this guy up.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
He only has 7 speed. We might actually get ahead of him, yeah.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
No stress relief for the guy who actually needs it.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I do wish that behavior was a little bit more consistent. The regaining stress on party member crits behavior I'm talking about. We gotta be careful about our food a little bit. I am going to go ahead and shovel this Oh, we got our shovel back. Honestly, I kind of want to take busts over crests just so that we can finish off our bust requirements and never worry about picking them up again. Okay, well that guy's got to go.
Powerful blow.
Okay. Dodge, no dodge. Well, he resisted the bleed at least, that's nice. This guy is gonna mess us up pretty badly. But that being the case, I still think I want to attack. Yeah. Let's just try to get rid of this guy first. Left him at 2 health. Oh, please don't pull her. Okay. Well, that was a risk I was willing to take, obviously, but definitely punished. Oh, it's gonna be bad, isn't it? Yep, really bad. Well, at least we got to kill him before he made a proper attack. Her moving backward wouldn't have changed very much, I think. I think we're still going to kill these guys. Yeah, they both went before we did anyway. And we're still going to kill them this turn, for sure. Let's see if we can't get some big heals off on this guy. Ah, of course you went first. You know what? I want the big heals so much. Alright. Okay, yeah, I don't care that much when she takes damage. Her damage gets healed through offensive action, which is really nice.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, there's not enough hallways left for us to need 3 shovels, I think. Please don't make me eat those words. Obviously, I'd like to hold on to a key. Let's drop the holy water. And we need to use our camp relatively soon. When we get to this room, we'll decide when, I think. We'll probably get a scout. We're fairly likely to get a scout. We have the Ancestors map and everything. If we don't get a scout, I think I just camp here. I don't want to push it too far. Yeah, whatever. Aw. With us as low on food as we are, I'm a little bit loath to drop the food. Because we're going to want to use 8 at camp to get his stress down a bit. Yeah, let's go this way. This also is effectively food, although the bloated fish curio, if you can use medicinal herbs on it, can sometimes have some really impressive value in it. Alright, that's exactly what we were hoping to see. And that's not bad either. Alright, so we'll camp in this next room. Do I still want to use 8 food? Yeah, it's probably fine.
gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
So we'll set up our protection from nighttime ambushes, get 2 big buffs on. We should be good to clear this. Pretty simple mission, really.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
So, the Vestal is already level 6, but everybody else here is only level 5.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
So, I mean, we have the, building up versatility is a good thing. We don't know what we will see in future Darkest Dungeon missions. Oh, wow, okay. There's nothing at all over here. Well, that was actually remarkably simple. He's at 34 stress. If we bailed right now, I don't think I would have to... I wouldn't have to de-stress anybody, but also... This is not the greatest haul in the world. Okay. Well, never mind. I was about to say once we get a hunger event, I'll bail, but until then I'm going to hold out hope that we can get back to someplace with curios. But it would have been the whole way around.
All manner of great
and taking a hunger event there would have pushed a couple people high enough on stress that we would have to de-stress them, which really cuts into our profits. I'm pretty happy with that extremely fast, pretty lucrative run. We're selling that shield as well. So Creeping Cough is horrible, especially on a highwayman. We're going to drop that for sure.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor.
Bon
But
wandered off
I
into
was
the
dead
woods.
before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Alright, let's get rid of that. Sometimes I feel like I have the Creeping Cough. Alright. Out of curiosity, I don't know what we would buy at this point, but I was just curious. So let's see if any of the mission rewards are a little bit more compelling this time. Ooh, that's not bad. I don't know if I want to run along. I don't want to make such a short video, but I also don't want to run along right after. This guy is just never going to give us a good trinket. You know what? Let's just knock it out. Let's... Screw it. We don't have to be so stingy. Alright, I think this will be a pretty good party. So let's make sure that everybody is reasonably equipped. Okay. Actually, we want to run it like this, right? So that we can get Finale off more easily. He's got Harvest. We'll probably switch him to, we'll switch off of this Finale thing for the boss, because it's not really that great. We'll have him swap to the 3rd spot, pick up, slice off, and Battle Ballad, maybe. Battle Ballad's so... What a horrible way to spend a turn. Hold on, guys. We'll do battle in a minute. And the enemy's not... Enemy's probably not going to be too keen to wait. Did you know? I love that sun ring. Yeah, sun ring and... Gee, I don't know. Berserk Charm, maybe? That seems good. You, of course, get your padlock. We did pick up one of these blue padlocks, which is pretty cool. Plus 10% damage, plus 3 speed. I think we're going to try that for now. And I know this has become a little bit stale, but it's working out so well. Alright, this party has reasonable damage, reasonable control. Let's finish this off. No more veteran level bosses. Plus, the payout for these missions is usually pretty good. You get 2 trinkets from killing a boss, so that's... Sometimes that can be really great. Sometimes you get 2 total garbage trinkets. Let's see. Food and torches. A couple of these wouldn't hurt. Probably not that many. There are holy water curios. This will probably do. Honestly, we might be a little bit over-prepared. To make sure. Yeah, we might be a little bit over-prepared. It's I would go so far as to say probable that we'll find this actually to be fairly easy, but...
I could not store such a prodigious amount of offal, nor could I rid myself of it easily, possessed as it was by unnameable things from outer spheres. When excavations beneath the manor broke through into an ancient network of aqueducts and tunnels, I knew I had found a solution to the problem of disposal.
The thing is more terrible than I can describe. An incoherent jumble of organ, sinew, and bone.
I'd say that's a pretty fair description of it. An uneventful beginning. Sadly, no scout. So if we can get a scout here and here, we'll know basically everything about the dungeon. Wow. No scout again. With a bounty hunter and a bounty hunter and an ancestors map. I'm a little surprised. Whew. Wow. Let's do that, I suppose. Man, his bleed resist is pretty low. That's disappointing. I do think that the swine tor is more dangerous than this one. The stun's more likely to work here. No such luck, though. We can probably bring this thing down pretty quickly. It has no prot, it has very low dodge. Oh, I was gonna say, if he didn't get stunned, that probably isn't even a problem. Just start dirking his way back forward. Well, I can't pass up an opportunity to roll minimum damage, apparently. I was going to say I can't pass up an opportunity to get off a collect bounty on a swine tor, but then it did very poor damage. That hasn't quite got him, unfortunately. Yeah, let's just finish him off.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
There we go. That's a little bit more like what I was looking for. I have to rearrange his skills a little bit. He's almost never going to be in the back. Only when finale has happened, so...
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Oh, I didn't bother to level up Weakening Curse, apparently. Ah, this is a very easy path to the boss. It's like shockingly easy. Let's see if we get a good scout in here. Ah, jeez. What do we have to fight, like... Was that even twice? I just walked right into that.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
What am I doing?
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
So let's camp and get buffs, huh? We
Huddled
don't even need
together,
to spend that much food.
furtive and vulnerable. rats in a maze.
Yeah, I'll do this for the healing, but jeez. Alright, well, let's do that first. I know I want that to happen. I know I want this to happen. Let's make that happen, and then we'll just encourage him. So we actually gained like a lot of stress over the course of that.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Look, everybody, I'm remembering that thing I said. Yeah. Yeah. But you kind of don't want to. You don't want to take finale without either Solo or Dirk Stab to accompany it, right? Because you don't want your jester to be standing in front all the time. I suppose you could just finale, then on his next play, move to the front, then finale again.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Gross. Fortunately,
Squirming, contorting, and ever expanding. This horror must be unmade.
well, let's see what we can do on that score. How about this for a start? This blight resistance is actually pretty high. You know, I've never used a mark on this guy before, I don't think. If this thing changes forms, whatever's in this slot will still be marked, right? I think that's how it works. A fine start. A crit there would have been, you know, pretty okay. So, parts that have this part heal the boss. This part is a stun, fairly damaging stun, if I'm not mistaken.
Masterfully executed.
And then the part that looks like a butt does that and blights people. The stunny bits have 80% prot, which is why I went for this instead of the mark target. Oh man, 3 whole damage. It's a very impressive crit. Alright, well I like this. The back 2 ranks are not quite so protected. Makes an abyssal artillery a little more attractive.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Is he blighted? Okay.
Devastating blow.
Just keeps bleeding them both. Obviously, this time we have to throw a heal. We don't want to lose our only jester, because then we would have to train up a new one. No stun, no stun. Alright. Well, this boat's pretty ill for them, I think.
Its destruction is a small consolation for them, given the implications of its terrible existence.
Well, you do not always get 2 trinkets for defeating a boss, apparently. I thought that was the case, but it looks like it's only some of the time. This is very little treasure. Alright, we're going to go back this way toward this room because I want to see if I can get a scout over here and potentially get our eyes on the secret room if indeed there is a secret room in this dungeon. This should be set back, probably. Alright, so this is the last yellow mission that I'll be recording. They're under control. You guys don't need to see them all the time. Resist.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, and that is sufficient for a kill. And we dodged your bombing. I kind of feel like for thematic reasons, you should get a little bit of stress relief when you dodge. I'm sure they tried that. Probably the iterative process for this game seemed to be quite long. Unfortunate. Is there a way for him to hit that at all, though? No, I don't think the Abomination can hit the back row. The Bounty Hunter can hit the back row with his hook that does very little damage but causes bleeds.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
I did not bring the hook, obviously. Alright, who needs healing? 27. You have 15 health. Wow, call it 16. Very impressive. There you go, he's just helping us out.
Fiend falls. A faint hope blossoms.
He undid part of the move that was necessary after that combat. Alright, let's see if we get a secret room here. It does not look like it. Well, let's go get this curio. And then we will figure out what to do. Man, we've made so little money here. The quest reward, we'll have a fair amount of it, but
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
sure, let's do this. So, doing that gives you a 30% damage buff. It is pretty good. It's especially good if you're already buffed with something that gives you accuracy and crit, which are both things that scale very well with damage boosts. Cannot catch a break on these inanimate containers. I think we're going to go to this room. We'll see how we feel after that. We're actually getting kind of low. Maybe I should just call it. I don't actually have very good scouting information of the hallways, so it's like mostly just the rooms. Yeah, see, that attack does some pretty reasonable damage. It's actually pretty good. No crits. Alright. Only one damage a bunch of times, too. The guy has... Yeah, he's...
The bigger
Wow.
the beast,
Okay.
the greater the glory.
Good work, Gaveston. I don't know if I mentioned this, but bounty hunters also hit quite hard.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, maintain the offensive, he says. Let's do that thing. I'm not terribly happy to see this guy, but maybe he'll drop one of those cool boxes.
continue the onslaught.
And we actually managed to get
Them.
that guy down before anything happened. Before he managed to throw up on anybody. Sadly, we did not leave ourselves a lot of options for dealing with this guy. He's going to be responsible for us having to de-stress these two, probably. That move is important because it lets the bounty hunter flashbang. You can't flashbang from the front position. We want to try to move this guy up a little closer while stunning him. Sorry if I don't have much to say here. Oh, left him at 1. Let's make sure he goes down. And that should be able to finish him off.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
What's less valuable than 6 crests? I'm gonna say it's bandages. Huh, I guess no secret room. Also, our jester is totally in the wrong position, and I didn't do anything about it. I don't know if we're going to do another battle. We'll definitely go get these 2 curios. One of them might even have loot in it, if you can believe that. I threw away my shovels, right? No, I did not. Wow, winning a fight here would get us the room curio plus these 2. That's probably worth doing. How much do we have? A 12 stack of food left? Alright, that should be more than enough to traverse the tiny distance we have to traverse here after the fight. It's possible that I should just thrown the knife attack out at this guy. The lunge. Because these guys really can do quite a bit of damage. We've seen that a bunch of times.
Well struck.
To that end, screw that guy. Any good at all, that should be that swine wretch's last vomit. There you go, that's what absolution feels like.
A decisive pummeling.
Yep. Gaveston is like pretty okay at his job. I was going to see if we could get an extra turn for our occultist, but no, clearly not. Alright, we're going to get this curio. Do I still have bandages? I don't. Well, you touch it anyway. And then we're going to hit this one, and depending on how we feel, maybe that one. Yeah, let's go ahead and clear this room. We're all in pretty good shape. We do no longer have access to the bonuses from our sun rings. Oh, right, this is a curio that they've been in the room with before. Wow, that was uneventful. That went incredibly smoothly. This video is only 40 minutes long right now, and we didn't start this dungeon run until like 13 or 14 minutes in, I think. We did not make it out of there with a lot of extra gold. We did make it out of there with quite a few crests, so that's good, I guess. Obviously, the portraits we were given are completely useless, as are all the deeds. We just, at the end, we just picked up a bunch of stuff. All right, the creeping cough for him. We're gonna drop that as well. But Jester, almost level 6, 2 stacks of that that debuff. Or that buff from failing the Darkest Dungeon.
I remember days when the sun shone, and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Okay, somebody got a really undesirable thing. Yep, Jester got creeping cough. Not okay. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode of Darkest Dungeon. Join us again next time when we continue to groom people for the final battle.